We're live.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen?
It's Friday.
Rockers and Rockettes. Welcome to another edition of the Rock and Fish Show on our social media fan page, on Facebook fan page. How you doing, Fish?
I'm doing good. Thank God it's Friday.
Thank God it's Friday.
Yes, thank God it's Friday because this week was so long for me. I haven't had much sleep, as usual. But it's Friday. And I'm excited for the weekend. I hope everybody or anybody that's watching is excited for the weekend too.
Who needs sleep?
I need sleep.
So do I. But
I need sleep because, oh my gosh, I think I slept like this whole week. I think I've slept like a total of
5 hours.
That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. Like maybe 4 hours a night.
4 hours a night. 4 times 5. That's 20 hours.
5 times 4 is 20. Like 20 hours this week.
Yeah.
When you're supposed to get 8 hours a night. So you're supposed to get 8 times 5 is 40.
I've been getting like 5.5, 6 hours. Yeah, because we do a lot of other stuff besides radio, ladies and gentlemen. And we appreciate your support. And we have the Rock and Fish poll. And it's going to be a very interesting one. Which Van Halen was the best? Van Halen with David Lee Roth or Sammy Hagar? All right, Van Hagar. Which one was the best? Now, if you ask me, my personal opinion, it's got to be Diamond David Lee Roth, because I guess that's that was my youth, junior high, high school, my young adult, turning. They broke up in 1984. I wasn't even 20 yet. So, I kind of grew up with that first Van Halen album. I think every Van Halen album with David Lee Roth is great. The Women and Children First, probably one of the, the last ones in the top 5 or whatever, But
no, I agree. Because I think growing up, when you would play Van Halen and I would hear Van Halen, it was always with David Lee Roth. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I got to say mine is David Lee Roth, too.
I didn't get to see Van Halen with David Lee Roth. I got to see him with Sammy Hagar, which, was okay, There was the OU 812 tour, and they actually had a stadium thing going. It was the Monsters of Rock. And on the bill, there was a band called Kingdom Come that were sort of like Led Zeppelin-ish. Mm-hmm. And then Dokken was on there as well. Metallica was there with Jason Newsted. It was the first tour with Jason Newsted after Cliff Burton's death.
Wow.
And the Scorpions, and then Van Halen headlined. And the Scorpions were great.
That was all in one day?
Uh-huh.
Oh, my gosh. That sounds awesome.
Rice Stadium in Houston.
Wow.
And I remember sneaking a camera in. I actually took pictures. And
how would you sneak a camera in back then? Because, wasn't everything like...
in your crotch or, or... Because they check
like
you
a
out.
Disposable camera?
Because the ticket would say no cameras allowed.
Yeah.
But, you'd see a bunch of people with cameras in there and stuff like that.
Because there wasn't phones back then.
But it was a disposable cameras, one of those long ones that, they were like rectangle, and then you take a picture, and then you take another picture, and then you'd have to go and develop the pictures in HEB or something.
So did you get to take pictures?
Yeah.
But they kicked you out?
No. Oh. I actually ran into a friend, named Sam Holyfield, and he was from Mercedes, and he was with his girlfriend. And I said, hey, man, what's up? What's going on, dude? And I told him, hey, dude, let's go down to the bottom, because you could sit around the stadium, but down in the in the floor, it was general admission. It was like festival.
Yeah.
It wasn't seats.
It's just
because I've been to the Rolling Stones, and there's chairs in the whole stadium,
Mm-hmm.
In this case, it was just, if you want to get off of the bowl area, the seats,
they have the
you can
pit.
go in there and do whatever you want, get as close as you want. So I saw him. I said, hey, dude, let's go into the crowd, and I've got a camera, man. I'll put you on my shoulders. You can take some really cool pictures. We'll get as close as possible, right?
Yeah.
So we went. I told him, man, I snuck this camera, and he goes, oh yeah. Well, look at what I snuck in. So a bottle of Crown Royal.
A whole bottle of Crown Royal? How did he sneak it in?
I have no idea. I was like, what? And then I just see my camera ain't crap to this, dude. Let's go get some Cokes, or some Sprites.
Who cares
or something.
about the camera? You just threw the camera.
Yeah.
Just threw the camera and
so
take
we
the bottle.
started drinking that Crown, man, inside the stadium, and then we went down into the ground, and he put his girlfriend on the shoulders, and he was next to me, and he put his girlfriend on his shoulders, and she started taking pictures of Scorpions and Van Halen.
I'm trying to figure out how he snuck that bottle in.
I have no idea.
Because I mean, guys, you can't take a you can't take a bag usually to concerts. So I'm really I'm thinking, how did he sneak that bottle?
I have no idea.
I bet that was a crazy night.
I'm just glad he did, because we really had a party. And so it was real funny because he had his chick right on the shoulders, and I was next, a little bit, not next to him, but I was close to him. And they had these big fire hoses, to water down the crowd because it was so hot. It was during the summer, right? And then after he finished, he goes, man, I was about to jump over that crowd and kick that dude's ass with the hose. He kept hitting my face with it. And he had his chick on the freaking, so he couldn't move anywhere, and it just kept hitting his face, the water.
And then when the water's hitting you, it hurts, and then you can't see anything.
Yeah, man.
That's hilarious.
Man, good memories. But I was up 1988.
But
Felicia wasn't even born
I wasn't even
yet.
born yet. Ron was born that year, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Rock and Fish poll, which Van Halen was the best, with David Lee Roth or Sammy Hagar. Comment below, let us know, and we'll be picking a winner on Monday. We'll give away a T-shirt. Let's give away a cute
what's so
T-shirt.
interesting is that you can't find really good quality concert footage of Van Halen with David Lee Roth. I mean, I've searched all over YouTube. If any of you have found any video of Van Halen with David Lee Roth concert footage that's really good quality, why don't you post a link on the comments, because I'm interested in seeing it. I've seen a few, the US Festival, and there was another one, I think that's in Anaheim or something like that looks pretty decent, but there's not, and especially the first two albums, Van Halen 1 and Van Halen 2, there's no, there's some real grainy stuff, but, I mean, I'd do anything to have some good quality pro shot footage of Van Halen's first two albums, their concerts.
Well, Hector Cantu commented already. He said, morning, guys. Good morning. And he says it Hagar. He says Hagar.
I don't know, man. You see, what the thing with me is with David Lee Roth, it was just party,
I think because David Lee Roth was a show guy. He would do the high kicks, and
does Sammy Hagar. I mean, the thing is the whole. To me, when they went into Sammy Hagar era, it all turned into love, and
ballads.
How do I know
rock
if
ballads.
It's love? Yeah.
It wasn't
with David Lee Roth, it's we're getting funny in the back of my car.
Or Hot for Teacher.
I'm funny if I look it just a little too far. Yeah.
Yeah. They changed their sound.
Punk, I mean, it's like nothing but testosterone. And then Sammy Hagar comes in, and it's like relationships and love and all that. And I was like, it kind of changed but even though they did really good, the first album, 5150, was pretty good. But still, I think David Lee Roth, Van Halen, that's the best to me. But
I got to agree with you.
Yeah. Okay. So that's 2 against all of you.
I got to agree.
So if you have any opinions on that, post them in the comments, and we're going to pick a random winner. And we'll give them a couple of T-shirts.
A cute T-shirt.
So if you and your wife or you and your husband want to wear the same cute T-shirt. And the T-shirts we're giving away are no longer being made. It's our old school logo.
Yeah.
We have a guitar pick now, as you can see behind me. And back then it was a bloody Q. It's a blood Q.
Yeah.
And
with the rock hand on it.
Yeah. They're pretty cool shirts.
Carlos Dana just commented. He put, heck yeah, have a great weekend. Thank you, too. And he said, Puro David Lee Roth. Guy is nuts. Haha. So we got a David Lee Roth in the comments, and we've got a Hagar in the comments. So, yeah, let us know.
And the reason that we're doing that is because both those, we'll tell you in just a little bit, all right? We'll give you an idea of why we're
Don't jump the
Don't jump the script. Rock.
The script here.
I'm bad at doing stuff like that.
I want to show the video of what we're going to talk about right now, because I went to a concert last weekend, and that happened too.
What concert did you go to?
It was my very first banda concert.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Who was it?
It was this group called Fuerza Regida.
I've never heard of them.
Yeah, they got a whole band and everything.
I freak out because sometimes these banda bands, they come down and I've never heard of them, and they've like sell out 3 nights in a row.
Jam-packed. It was packed.
And the tickets aren't cheap either.
Yeah. Yeah, they aren't. Yeah, and they sell out. They do. But so Iron Maiden's Bruce Dickinson, Iron Maiden was performing in Anaheim, California, and a fan decided to run onto the stage. And it's crazy because that just happened, like I said, here locally too on Saturday when I went.
And what happened there?
A fan, she jumped on stage and right away the security grabbed her, but the singer was like, no, she just wanted to give him a hug. So like he was kind of like, no, and I got it on footage too because I was filming and it just so happened that happened.
Yeah, but the singer can't do that because then it undermines the security. And then everybody's going to think like, hey, we can get on and he's okay with it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It might overwhelm the security. I saw that happen with another band, which was, they're called Los Dos Carnales.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're like.
It was a little boy. That one was a teenager.
No.
Like a little boy?
I went to go see them in concert because my wife loves the band. And
but he
so
ran
does
on
my
stage.
dad. And we went. I bought him some tickets. And I really didn't enjoy the show because the whole show there were people going on stage and those guys were just taking selfies with the people. I'm here to. I paid money to see the band perform.
Well, not
not just have a bunch of random people on stage. It got out of control.
Not only that, but it's like a domino effect. You know, they see one person do it, get away with it. Okay, let's do it. Everybody starts doing it. But not only that, but for security reasons.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know what that person's intentions are. You know what I mean? Nowadays, they jump on stage. You don't know what they're going to do.
And then, they have an animador, right? Which is a guy that's like,
the hype man.
Yeah, the hype man. These bands from Mexico, they have a hype man. And the animador was walking to a corner to help somebody or something, and then he starts walking back, and he just like trips over the monitor and falls back. And everybody, I'm like, but it's because they were being overwhelmed by all these people that, they saw 2 or 3 people get up there, and they took a selfie with the band, and the band was cool. And then they ended up just ignoring, a lot of the fans with the music and just started there. And it became chaotic. And I said, I didn't pay $100 a ticket or $200-300 a ticket for this.
Well, Dos Carnales might allow that. But Bruce Dickinson
hell no
does not. So a fan went up on stage and there's footage. I'm going to show the video. Real quick. And
he physically removes a fan from the stage at an Anaheim concert in California.
So the guy goes up there and he's like, he goes up to Bruce and he's like, yeah, man. And then all of a sudden Bruce is like, not today. And he just pulls him from the back of the shirt and he's just yanking on him. But I mean, dude, you gotta, this is the thing. This is the thing with rock concerts. I feel like ever since that whole, what happened
in Las Vegas or what?
Well, not so much Las Vegas. Look at what happened with Pantera show. Mm-hmm. Guy went up on stage, did something crazy,
Yeah, they killed.
That's what I mean by security. You know what I mean? You gotta be careful and you gotta think a little bit. You can't just let people go on stage. I feel like
there's psychos out there.
There is, and it's like this guy. He was probably just a super fan, and that's awesome.
Well,
he was
you never
having
know.
A great time, but you never know. So I mean, Bruce was really quick. He didn't even need security. He did it himself. He dragged the fan right off. And you know what? I'm sure that fan still left happy. He's like, dude, who else would ever get dragged? To get dragged off stage at an Iron Maiden concert by Bruce Dickinson himself.
I mean, especially if he has his phone on and he's on TikTok or whatever. I mean, he'll go viral.
The funniest thing for me
they become popular.
The funniest thing for me was when the guy's like, he looks right at Bruce and he's like, yeah. And then Bruce is like, you're out of here, dude. Like, it's just so funny, man. That guy was like really having a great time. But that happened recently. So if you go to a concert, guys,
don't get on stage.
Don't charge the stage because you never know what's gonna happen.
If you get invited, you go up there. But if you're not invited, don't be. It's like running on the football field. Did you see that?
Oh,
the guy that was running on the field, and then one of the players,
they tackled him. Well, now the guy
gender reveal. That's what it was because he had smoke coming out, right?
It was a pink smoke bomb. But now supposedly the guy is like
suing.
Yeah. And that's not like that's something too though. Like in NFL, like when they run on stage, when they run on the field and stuff, like as an athlete, a professional athlete, you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tackle somebody. One, you are in protective gear. They are not. Two, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Let them run the field. Let security grab them, get rid of them, and take them out.
Yeah.
But this guy took it into his own hands. He went and he tackled the dude running the field, and now he's getting sued. So it's like, it's like, oh, you just got to be careful. Same thing with Bruce Dickinson. I mean, yeah, he was taking the guy off stage, but all it takes is for him to grab the guy a little too hard or a certain way, and the guy can be like, dude, he hurt me, or, it's like, it's just a sticky situation. So don't ever charge. Just don't do it.
And then that football player that pushed the camera guy, the Raider, did you see that?
Oh, that was just being a bully. He was being a bully.
He's going to get sued
He was being a bully. Dude, I mean, it was, not to be mean, it was like funny and like just, he just like was like, get out of my way. Did you see that game? I saw the video, but I heard the game was terrible.
No, it was great. Good? They could have tied it, but they went for the 2-point conversion, so they lost 30-29.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, tie it, dude? Don't take a chance at trying to make the 2-point conversion. You guys aren't the best
at it.
Not the
2-point.
I don't know. I'm sure the Raider fans were as mad as that guy that pushed the freaking
the poor camera guy took all the heat.
All right, so this week in rock, 43 years ago. October 10th, 1979, this week, The Rose, starring Bette Midler as a self-destructive 1960s rock star, transparently based on Janis Joplin, premiered in Los Angeles. The film was nominated for 4 Academy Awards, including Best Actor in a Supporting Role for Frederick Forrest, Best Actress in a Leading Role, which was Bette Midler in her screen debut, Best Film Editing, and Best Sound. I saw this movie a long time ago, and I think I'm going to see it again.
I've never seen it
because it's a really good movie, and Bette Midler does a great job on it. And so I got to check this movie out again. That happened 43 years ago. That movie's 43 years old this week, and check it out this weekend if you can.
She's come out in quite a few movies. Bette Midler.
She came out in a movie with a bunch of the Witches of Eastwick, I think, and with Cher and stuff.
I think wasn't she like on a sitcom too or something?
The only movie that I've really would want to see from her and have seen, but I saw it so long ago. It was like in 1981 when I saw it. Is that one from her?
The Rose?
I'm not a really big Bette Midler fan, but that movie you got to check it out. And if you do, send us a message or comment on our show
let
here,
us know what you think about
and let us know what you think about the movie, or if you've seen it, let us know what you think about it. But that happened 43 years ago. What else happened this week, Fish?
October 14th, 2006,
which is today.
Yeah. Freddie Fender, the Tex-Mex singer, died of complications from lung cancer at the age of 69. He was still like pretty young. Known for his standards as Before the Next Teardrop Falls. That's one of the biggest hits, I think. That's the one I know from him,
It was number 1 in 1975, and he's from San Benito.
Yeah, and Wasted Days and Wasted Nights. And he is from San Benito. And if you pass by San Benito, if you're from the Valley, if you're from the Rio Grande Valley, you pass by San Benito, he's actually on the water tower.
Yeah.
And it says San Benito, hometown of Freddie Fender.
If you go to his gravesite, there's a nice little monument there for him as well. I've been there. I've rode my Harley. I just went to go see it, pay my respects to Freddie Fender. But that guy has led an interesting life. He was in prison for a bit for a joint.
Wow.
And he stayed in one of the toughest prisons in Louisiana at the beginning of his career. He ended up after that just exploding.
Yeah, there's a picture that I want to share. I'm going to share it with him and Dolly Parton. Mm-hmm. It's super awesome. They look
he came
awesome
out
together.
on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, and it was like I don't think a Hispanic country guy had ever done that before. So he was definitely an innovator and a guy from the hood, man. El Jardín, there in San Benito, Texas. And just left his mark on the music industry. And, when you think of country music, you don't think of too many Hispanics or blacks. It's a lot, there's a lot of white artists. But you had your, Freddie Fender, Johnny Rodriguez from Uvalde, So a couple of guys, and then you have Darius Rucker now.
I feel like Freddie had that like what is it called? Like that Texarkana sound? Is that what it's called? Is that what they call it? It's like the like with the banjo, like not like he was the. I mean, what would you label him as?
A Tex-Mex country.
Tex-Mex country. Okay.
Because then later on in his life, he joined the Texas Tornadoes. Yeah. With Doug Somm, who was,
The Texas Tornadoes are the ones that have the "Hey baby, ¿qué pasó?"
Yeah.
That song
who
is
were you
like
thinking of when you were making love last night?
Yeah, I thought I was your only vato.
Yeah.
I know that. So everybody knows that song.
And so that was like a super group here in Texas. But Freddie Fender, man, passed away today back in 2006, which makes it, 17 years, something like that?
2006.
16 years?
Like 16 years ago.
All right. And as far as birthdays are concerned, this is the reason for our Rock and Fish Poll. Yeah. So October 10th, 1955, David Lee Roth, who with Van Halen had the 1984 U.S. #1 single Jump in 1984, and a 1988 hit single, Just Like Paradise. Van Halen's 1978 debut album has sold more than 12 million copies.
Jeez.
He turned 67 years old on Monday. So he's up there, and but not as up as Sammy Hagar.
You want to know, it's crazy because when I was, getting everything ready for this show, and I saw, the script and the structure, I'm sorry. And when I saw Sammy Hagar's age, I was like, there's no way.
Uh-huh.
There's no way he's that age.
He doesn't look it.
He doesn't even look that age.
So what is his age? Why don't you tell us about it?
So Sammy Hagar turned 75. 75,
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Yeah. Like, he looks so good for his age. That's all I gotta say. He looks so good for his age. I have a picture right here of him, like, right now in 2022, and it's like, he looks so good for 75 years old. I had to look it up and double check because I saw it and I was like, there's no way he's 75.
When he was a kid, his family was homeless.
No, I didn't know that.
The father was an alcoholic. He's got a very, very interesting story when he was growing up. Very, very poor, homeless. And now he, owns his own tequila, his own rum, restaurant chain. He's got a show. He started performing with Montrose in 1970s. And then he replaced David Lee Roth with Van Halen in 85 and left the band in 96.
Yeah.
Founded the Cabo Wabo tequila, So
that's amazing when they have stories like that. Like they just come a long way.
I remember seeing a show with him. Like, he's got a collection of cars. He always loved cars. I love Sammy Hagar's solo stuff. 3-Lock Box. The earlier stuff from late 70s was good. Red Rocker. He also wrote a song, I've Done Everything for You, which Rick Springfield also made very famous, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I might be. But Sammy Hagar, man, 75 years old.
That's crazy,
and
dude.
The crazy thing, besides him being 75 and David Lee Roth being 67, both were in Van Halen, and both were born in the same week,
But just 8 years apart.
What are the chances of that happening, right?
That's crazy.
So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's why we decided to make the poll, which is the better Van Halen, David Lee Roth or Sammy Hagar. And keep commenting because you get to win a T-shirt and a couple of T-shirts. We'll give you a couple of T-shirts for you and your wife and you,
Or whoever, your friends.
Yeah.
So I want to give a shout out to everybody that's been tuning in. Hector Cantu, Carlos Reina, Francisco Raya, Steve Rodella, Jimbo Johnson, Steven De La Garza, Cesar Gonzalez. Hey guys, sending some rock love from Tampa. And by the way, super excited to see Iron Maiden here in Tampa on October 27th.
Don't miss it. It's going to be fantastic.
And don't run the stage, Cesar.
By the way, Carlos Reina said he bought his Harley off of Freddie Fender's brother, Isidro. He bought it in 2006, just after Freddie's passing. Bought the bike in 2014 and still owns this piece of history, he says. So that's pretty cool.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, they're in San Benito. They have a museum. I don't know if it's still there, But they had, Freddie Fender's original Harley, and it's an old school bike. When I saw it, I was like,
I didn't know
man, that is so cool. So I have a little area.
We have a lot of history here in the Valley. And Ray and Rods, she says, hi, y'all. Hi, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good Friday. And Ben Cantu, Sandra Espinosa, thank you guys for tuning in.
And we appreciate you, and thank you so much. And make sure to like, subscribe, and share, and tell all your friends about it and everybody that joins us.
Comment, and share.
Oh,
subscribe is only for YouTube.
Well, subscribe is when you like it, right? I mean, if you hit the like button, it's like subscribing, so.
I guess.
You know what I'm talking about, folks. But either way, we should maybe think of starting a YouTube channel as well, Fish.
We should.
We should. And
Rock and Fish takes over YouTube.
There. Yeah. What are we
Who knows?
waiting for? Right?
Who knows? Maybe we will.
So then you can subscribe.
So then, yes, then you can subscribe.
Yeah. All right. We'll see y'all later, man. We got to take off. God bless you all.
Rock and Fish poll, picking a winner on Monday.
And don't forget, tomorrow night, Thunderstruck at the Island and Beer Fest in Edinburgh. Okay?
Yes. So you guys have a good weekend. Thanks for tuning in.